Welcome back to the show. The clock has finally struck zero on the January transfer window, and it was a whirlwind of activity. Every year, we see clubs balance on the fine line between calculated growth and absolute desperation. Today, we are breaking down the winners and losers of this winter market. We saw millions spent across the top leagues, but money does not always equate to success on the pitch. It is a game of panic versus strategy. Some teams addressed their physical gaps perfectly to maintain performance, while others left their squads dangerously thin. We are analyzing the data to see who actually improved their fitness for the title race and who might be limping toward the finish line come May.
Let us talk about the winners. Arsenal and Manchester City have set the gold standard this window. Arsenal's depth has increased significantly with two key defensive signings, ensuring their rotation remains fresh for the Champions League. Meanwhile, Manchester City's precision in the market continues to baffle rivals. They did not spend for the sake of spending, but secured a creative midfielder that fits their high-intensity system. These clubs have clear top-four ambitions and the physical data to back it up. By adding players who are already at peak match fitness, they avoid the mid-season slump that often plagues title contenders. It is about maintaining that athletic edge when the schedule gets congested.
Not everyone has a bottomless pit of cash, which is why we saw loan deals up 15% this year. Mid-table teams like Aston Villa have mastered the art of the mid-season boost. By fixing defense gaps through short-term, high-impact loans, they are keeping their squad's physical load manageable. Villa's recruitment team identified specific physical profiles, players with high sprint volumes, to fit Unai Emery's pressing style. This is smart business. It allows a club to test a player's athletic integration before committing to a long-term contract. For the active fan, this is a lesson in targeted improvement. You do not always need a total overhaul. Sometimes one or two tactical adjustments make all the difference.
On the flip side, some clubs are in serious trouble. We saw no arrivals for three major clubs who are currently sitting in the top half of the table. This dormancy could be fatal. When injuries pile up, as they inevitably do in the second half of the season, these squads will be stretched to their breaking point. Down at the bottom, we saw a different kind of failure: relegation battle panic. Clubs spending huge sums on unproven talent just to appease a worried fan base. If a player is not match fit or does not understand the tactical nuances of a relegation scrap, they become a liability. These teams are losing because they failed to plan for the physical toll of a 38-game season. Finance and fitness are more linked than you think. With PSR constraints tightening, clubs cannot just buy their way out of a slump. We still saw over $800 million in total spend across Europe, but the focus has shifted towards sustainability. Teams are now looking for players who have a clean injury history and high durability. It is a buy once, cry once mentality. If you spend $50 million on a player who can only play 40% of the minutes, you have failed. This window was a reality check for many. The winners were the ones who navigated the financial regulations while still upgrading their squad's overall athletic capacity. Balance is the key to longevity in this league.
Every window has its hidden gems. This year, the U21 talent focus was incredible. Scouts are looking toward Eredivisie exports and other developmental leagues to find low-cost, high-reward athletes. These young players often bring a level of hunger and physical dynamism that seasoned veterans might lack. We saw several deals under $10 million that could easily triple in value by next year. For a club's long-term health, integrating these high-upside players is essential. They provide the energy needed for high-press systems and late-game surges. If your club snagged a 19-year-old with elite pace and a high ceiling, you should be very excited about the physical transformation of your team.
We often forget the human element. For the players, game time matters more than a paycheck. With Euro 2024 on the horizon, many moved specifically to stay in the spotlight. Mental health and moves go hand in hand. A frustrated player on the bench is a player whose performance will eventually stagnate. Those who forced moves to gain consistent minutes are the real individual winners. They are prioritizing their career longevity and their international dreams. Seeing an athlete take control of their destiny to ensure they are at peak performance for a major tournament is inspiring. It reminds us that in sports, as in life, being in the right environment is crucial for your physical and mental well-being. So, what is the final verdict? The winners were the strategists, those who identified specific physical needs and filled them early. The losers were the procrastinators, the ones who waited until the final hours and ended up with nothing, or an overpriced panic buy. Now the focus shifts to summer 2024 prep. The work for the next window starts today. For us as fans and athletes, the takeaway is clear. Consistency and planning beat last-minute desperation every single time. Keep tracking those stats, keep an eye on the injury reports, and let us see how these new signings change the landscape of the season. Thanks for tuning in to our transfer wrap-up. Stay active, stay informed, and we will see you next time.